I see you, peekaboo, I see you, looking at me, looking at you. Hold up, where you going? What you doing? Who you seeing? What you need? What you want? I said, without you by my side, my side, my side. Without you by my side. One time from side to side. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. One time from side to
me, nothing has been the same. There's no time for regret, but I remember how I slept in your chest. I want to forget it, take a breath and leave you away, away. But it's not that easy, 'cause you make me miss you again, again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again. There's no time for regret, but I remember how I slept in your chest. I want to forget it, take a breath and leave you away, away. But it's not that easy, 'cause you make me miss you again, again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again. If you want, just come. If you want, just come. Don't leave me again, leave me again.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vanquisher League, Week 1, Day 1. Let's get to it. I'm Raptor, joined by Satyr, and I'm so excited. That was a sick intro for this league. I loved that.
Yeah, it was very nice. It's a nice little touch up once again. Big shout out to all the people in production in the back making this year. It's going to be better than ever. And of course, we're going to start off with all of our favorites. Going to have Dorado coming in against XG, two amazing teams. Presidium jumping over from, I believe he was on PSE last year. He's going to be jumping over to this roster now. So some big changes coming through in some of these rosters, but there is some people we've definitely seen before. Husky Templars here, Maharaga, Sluter, some fan favorites for sure. But my eyes on that mid lane, Scruff and Presidium coming through for XG and DOG. But most excitingly, DOG obviously being winning and so many chips and all of this, all of that, and everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of DOG, but I'll let my bias sit for the first couple of weeks. I'll let them settle in first, and then I'll start to hit them hard because everyone needs a hater, and I can be Dorado's biggest hater. But XG, all eyes on them today. If they can set them off on the wrong foot, might put Dorado back for the rest of the season. You got to start strong in these, right, Raptor?
Yeah, you got to start out strong. You don't have that many weeks to really make a name. If you start out slow, it can end pretty badly. So we're going to get underway into the draft with our brand new draft graphic brought to you by ProComps. as we get underway. Lee Sin getting banned out to start this out. A little bit of jungle action there. And I guess, Sater, what are you hoping to see from both of these teams? You know these players pretty well. What are you hoping to kind of see them draft based on the current meta?
I've been here too long, is what you're trying to say, I think, here. But yeah, the thing is, there is a lot of focus on getting Presidium good matchups. He likes to play control mage. I really, really like the Orianna, but the Azir, Ziggs, things like that, very, very strong. Skarner with the update taken away. I'm surprised not to see Caitlyn, Jinx, or Jhin as the kind of top 3 ADCs at the moment not to be taken away. They're going to take away Husky's Callista and Zed, which very, very strong on. Very, very excited to see that. I want to see something else taken away from that mid lane, though, if you're being DOG. You want to give Scruff that, and it will be the Ahri, who we won't talk about that skin that's coming out. We're not going to do it. I am on the ban Ahri forever train, which will be happening very, very soon. But let's have a look at this. There it is. There's the Orianna, something I did expect coming out from Presidium, as they are. Look, there's so many champions that Presidium can play, and I absolutely love watching him play, but when you see him on control mages, the way he controls the flow of fights is absolutely incredible. But great picks coming through from Dog here. Is they're going to go for Tristana, which can be flexed either bot or mid, but with Caitlyn, Jhin, and the strongest ADCs with that massive range buff coming through, you might want to go for one of those. But Maokai on the other side, interesting.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting to see. I think you can flex him still between jungle and support, maybe a little top lane up there. Seraphine coming through for the support role, unless that is a carry Seraphine, but I mean, with Orianna mid, I would doubt that. We'll have to see what they pick up. I'm hoping we see an Ashe today. I know Ashe is very strong right now. It's the Udyr, though, going to be here for the final pick for the first half. And
yeah, I don't mind the Ashe. That's a good shout on the Ashe. It's a good utility ADC to drag in to try and neutralize that bot side, and it works really well with the Seraphine. But there's the Caitlyn. Everyone is banning the Caitlyn. It's number one. I ban it going into games, and I could be playing top lane. I'm not dealing with it. It's just the ult across the map and you lose half your health bar. I'm not dealing with it. But Renekton on the other side, so we will see Rover being taken off that pick, which is probably the safest top laner in the game. Poppy's being taken away, so no dash blocks coming through on Scruff's Tristana, and no step backs for Husky Templar. I don't think that's the correct one there, as that Orianna should not be an Orianna. I'm going to double check to see what's going on there, because that looks wrong, but we'll say nothing. They banned an already picked pick.
It's a Nico.
It happens. Don't worry about it. But let's see. It's
what's coming here. The Milio coming out. Yeah. Okay. That's just going to make the range of Caitlyn even more obnoxious with that little range buff.
And Trist.
Yeah. And what's yours?
Okay. Oh, Blitzcrank ban. Okay, so Production of the Souls, it is a Blitzcrank ban. I was thinking with the Milio Campfire, both Trist and Caitlyn have massive. That's a Kindred. Okay, right. There's history here. There's a Raptor. There's history here. Okay, I have a Kindred tattoo. That is my jungler. That is my favorite pick. That is the thing I get to my rank with nearly every single year. If I'm playing jungle, I get up to challenger, I just play Kindred. That's my thing. So it is an absolutely incredible pick, and when there's that many ADCs that are long range and you're playing Kindred, if they're trying to get you back from a distance and you're low and you put down your ult, they have to choose either to walk towards you in your ult or die outside it. That is their two choices. They have to run away. So I'm liking the idea. They have a lot to work with. My issue is that is a Darius.
Yeah.
If you hit that ult and Darius is inside it and he's not low, he is going to get all of his bleed stacks and he's going to run through your team. So, Raptor, what do you think first time around? What's speaking to you here? Who do you think has the advantages in this early stages? Because late, it's going to get messy.
Hey, I think Dog does. I'm looking at these comps. I like all the CC on Titan, but I'm just worried they don't have a lot to follow up on it, and that they're putting they have too many eggs that have to go into the Kindred basket. And that's always a concern of mine. I think comps that are too one-dimensional, and have only really one major win condition. I'm always concerned about those kind of things. Those are a little scary to see. It requires really perfect play, and it really requires the Kindred to be like on point. Phoenix Flare has to be like just playing immaculately. Otherwise, this is going to end very poorly for them. And I think Dog just has better late game with the scaling. Tristana, Caitlyn, like you said, it's a monster. Sluter here on the Darius could also turn into a massive threat if it gets into that Kindred ultimate. So I'm going to give it to Dog to start this out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with XG as the dog hater that I am. Even though I just got a puppy at Christmas, I'll be introducing him to the Titan show very, very soon. But he's currently sleeping as it is 1:30 in the morning.
Aww.
But yeah, I do like the idea coming out from Dog. I think they have a very, very strong idea going in with the Maokai to set them up, all that range, Milio for safety in case there is a big Seraphine ult coming through and ripping through the squad. All those things are really, really good for what they want to do. And Darius is a secondary buffer to, if that can win, we can win style. But there's something about a Kindred that always gives me hope. It's especially when you saw it at Worlds last year. If you saw Kindred pop through, Kindred recently got a World skin and everything. There's always something a Kindred can do to help flip a game on its head. That ult is so impactful. And when you have a bot lane that's double enchanter, nice and safe, you don't want to go too far forward. You're just there to farm, scale, stay safe. There's always some sort of like, can the jungler go down there? As the Caitlyn, very, very comfortable. We saw a lot of Twitter threads about this. As long as Caitlyn walks forward, she wins, and it looks like Husky Templar has listened to those and is doing very well to start this one off.
Yeah, already getting quite a bit of poke out there. Well, Scruff getting a push into the mid lane, trying to get a little control here. Want to keep the Aurea on the back foot, make her waste the mana to try to clear the wave that's getting under the turret. And also, give this opportunity for the Tristana to get to roam out. Can't roam yet, obviously only level 2, but level 3, level 4, Triss can start kind of making moves around the map, can kind of match with Maokai, go after the Kindred. And I think that could be a good opportunity for them to find and really lead here. As Presidium doesn't know the Maokai. Maharaga goes forward with a flash. Oh, with the flash from Presidium to get back out. Maharaga is just barely going to walk away. Phoenix Flare goes over the wall with a flash, looking for Maharaga and gets first blood. Presidium, will they die? They will. Scruff picks him up, but the Kindred is going to pick up a double kill.
And more importantly, picks up that stack as well. Will start that one off nice, nearly 2-0 for that Kindred, and that's the X factor that I was talking about. There's always something a Kindred can do, and that is a nice bit of aggression, a hard read on that mid gank, and sticking around, making sure that they're around and available. I'm not sure that was fully their planning, but I'm going to give it to them and say that it was. I'm going to say that they were ready and waiting for that flash engage from Maharaga, and great work. That Kindred mark will spawn awkwardly. Every Kindred main is like, first stack is on one of the Scuttle Crabs. Because of that early kill, it's actually going to go on to the Gromp here for Maharaga. So that's a nice easy pickup for Maharaga. Denies that one. Might mean the next one will go towards top side. Is the expected pathing here is Maharaga will take their blue and check the river bot side Scuttle. And then Maharaga will be working towards that top side one, unless they want to recall first. There's a lot of jungle choices here, but for the moment, let's take a quick stalk around the map. Sluter has a lot of power already in that top side, has forced an early back out of Rover as they shoved it in. So slight bit of cloth armor, a little more speed for the Udyr, but they won't get the full crash, so it looks semi-even. Bot side looking gankable from Maharaga, but it's a pretty even lane, slight CS advantage. But in the mid lane, a lot more aggression coming in from Scruff, regardless of that death. But can they get away in time?
Yeah, Maharaga looking for the engage, takes another turret shot. Well, unfortunate with some of these twisted advances here, but they do get a little bit of chip damage out. It is going to force Maharaga to back up, and now they do have the push in here. Dog in a good spot. Nothing really sucks quite as much as Caitlyn when she pushes you in and you're standing there trying to deal with the poke. Ooh, attempted to engage there from Improvise. Doesn't really find much to cut a little bit of trade back between the two of them. I think this is a very strong position that Dog finds themselves in the bot lane. Now they have the push in. They can kind of exert their will over the bot lane. Just keep them pushed in, prevent them from really getting out there. There isn't Seraphine has some good wave clear, but her range isn't the longest. And it's pretty easy to kind of just poke at her. She's pretty squishy. Rakan running Guardian, also pretty squishy. He isn't going to really have a lot of ability to go in, trade, and get out without taking a lot of damage, I feel. So I think they're in a good spot still. That early kill, like you were saying, good start for the Kindred. Gonna be quite difficult if she manages to keep those stacking up. And gets the second stack there, already at 2. What's the breakpoint again on Kindred? 6, right?
4.
4, sorry, 4.
4 is the min max that you're kind of looking for Kindred to become a champion. Like, a lot of people don't realize a lot of champions have this kind of min max stat that they don't understand. Like, Akali is a level 8 champion. That's her min max. That's when she really comes online because of the way her energy works and her Q kind of works off of that. Same with the likes of, let's say, Nidalee. Nidalee on level 6, when she gets her upgraded Cougar form, will start to do a lot more damage. Those things are very important for reading how strong a champion is. But Phoenix is going to get a football to the face.
Yep, just gonna get that. Isn't gonna really be able to chase down Cardi. Meanwhile, though, the spotting of Phoenix is the sign to start on the grubs for Maharaga. Those of you that do not know, the grubs are absolutely awesome. They are great for shoving down objectives, which is what you really want with a double 80 carry comp. Meanwhile, XG just going to trade it, take this first Hex Dragon, get it off the board, get those starting to stack up. I still think this is an advantage for Dog if they can get the other 3 grubs. Like if you get 6 stacks and you get the double grubs to spawn, Tristana Caitlyn is just going to melt through turrets. They are just going to press through them like no other. You back away in lane and you haven't forced them to back, you're going to lose your turret. So I think this is a good focus for Dog. Meanwhile, the Dragons for XG, it's just 1 Hex Tech, so not the biggest loss for Dog. And I think that's a worth trade taking. We'll still have to see what the soul will end up being after the next dragon. I'm unsure what the next dragon to spawn is currently, but a little visual error there. But I'm going to take a guess here and say it is Chem. Okay. Then you have to guess. So I'm better. Thank you, production. So it's going to be Chem. So it could be interesting. We could see the Infernal Soul, which is always a treat with double 80 carries. Scruff and Phoenix Flare do a little bit of trading in the mid lane.
Yeah, Phoenix Flare is trying to get some more pressure on the map, show themselves, and let their presence be known a little bit as they're heading back towards their top side. They have a full clear waiting for them, and they will also be looking to get this Scuttle Crab on spawn. Maharaga is, I'd say, around the very same one in terms of strength right now. I know Phoenix Flare has those extra 2 kills, but Maokai's strength comes in survivability, not damage, while Kindred needs that damage. And Heartbound Axe, as great as the item reworks have been for ADCs, anyone that needs to rush a Kraken first, those components just are not great right now. They are very, very unbecoming of the champions. I think it's one of the biggest things ADCs are talking about is when it comes to that Kraken Slayer, is that if you're kind of like a mid lane mage and you're going towards Blackfire Torch, you get that lost chapter and you immediately get that strength. You immediately get a big stab of AP and all that mana coming back. Well, ADCs, like, we get a little bit of movement speed. So there is definitely some misses there, as that's some decent poke, but it's shielded almost immediately by how strong that is. And there comes a great trap.
Yeah, beautiful trap there. Husky Templar getting a lot of poke forward. Like you said, Caitlyn just needs to walk forward and win. She's ripping them up. Improvise blocking the shot, and ooh, that almost hit both of them. If that had hit, I think they would have had to just back off this turret. They can stay around for right now, but ward for half your health bars. Don't know if that is quite the trade you want to take. Scruff also we saw taking a little worse end of a trade before that from Presidium, has a teleport back into the lane. Is getting close to finishing that first item though, so getting up there, getting to the point where Tristana starts to come online a little bit. I think that's around like the level 9, level 10 spot for Trist, is what I've always noticed. I'm always bad at remembering level spikes for anyone that isn't Vladimir. I just know Vladimir is you hit level 9 and then you win.
You win the whole game at level 9 Vladimir, but Tristana is one of those weird champions where if you can find lethal range, it doesn't matter what level you are. As a 3 and above, you can always find the lethal range to just drop the bomb and go. But Phoenix Flare is a great angle here.
Yeah, Gan's a good angle. Cardi forced a flash. Improvise going forward. Did burn the ultimate there and the flash. And now Husky Templar, no mana, still just going to walk forward and poke. I mean, like you said, Caitlyn walks forward, and with that bonus range from Milio, it's like half a screen away. She can just basic attack you. It's kind of absurd. And top side, though, it's been kind of quiet up here. Sluter and Rover just kind of chilling, farming passively back and forth. Little lead for Sluter up here on the Darius. And I think like we were talking about earlier, Darius can be really dangerous in this fight. So if he's going even against Udyr, I think that is a win. And speaking of win, they're going to win these grubs. They're going to get the first, so they've got 4. They're going to spawn at least 1 grub here now. They did reduce that down to 4. There's the 5th one, so getting a little bit stronger. Going to freely get the 6th. 6 grubs going over to them, so the split push power is going to be very scary coming out of Dog. Besides even the 280 carries, like Darius' free time on a turret is going to be a monster. This Phoenix Flare. Looks like they might try for something here. Improvising Phoenix Flare. They're kind of sticking around. So is Maharaga in the mid lane.
They're waiting for Husky Templar to come down, but they might try to pick off Cardi instead, as that is a flashless Milio. Who has warded up, but now has Scruff, so they're going to go back to waiting for Husky here. Husky does have the cleanse, does have the flash, does have the net as well to jump back from this
here
one.
It goes. Husky Templar takes the exhaust in, but Phoenix Flare going to pick that up so quick. 2 ults burn, but now Maharaga and Cardi are here. Q coming out, a little soccer ball dance. Here comes Sluter, though. Maharaga drops the Maokai ult, does manage to hit 2, getting pretty low, but here's Sluter, flashboard, pulls 3 right on in, and now the fight is on. Phoenix Flare getting low, the ult coming out. Sluter, though, just sitting in there, getting stacked, gets 1 dunk. Can he get another? No, he will fall before he gets a kill. But they will trade it. Rover going to pick that up. Maharaga on the run is going to die to Presidium, giving a double kill over there. And a 2-for-3 trade in favor of XG. That's the call for the Dragon. But there's been time. Husky Templar is back up. They could challenge this. Scruff is here. Both 80 carriers are here. The Chem Dragon is going to go over. Improvise going forward, but is going to fall. Scruff going to pick up that kill combo with Husky Templar's ultimate. Making a 3-for-3 trade. I think that's a win for XG overall, but because they got the Dragon, but I still think that's a pretty good fight still coming from a Dog, considering they're down their 80 carry.
Yeah, it's still a pretty good fight, and the kills went over to the good targets went over to Sluter and Scruff, and that's what I was talking about in the pre-game, is that Darius in a Kindred ult is a very, very dangerous situation, and we saw the kind of strength of that come true there. Sluter did get a lot of stacks, had a lot of ability. Just not having Husky there did hurt in the long run, but another kill for Phoenix Flare, 2 more assists, 2 kills over for Presidium, who, although a lot of kills did go over to Scruff, there is that Orianna scaling constantly in the back of your mind that if that Tristana and Caitlyn do get caught in that ult from Orianna, the shockwave will rip through them, as they shouldn't be rushing into Hex Drinkers. They shouldn't be getting magic resist. And Chem Tech Drake's actually really good for the side of XG. I know it's a small percentage, it's 6%. It's not incredible, but when they have that much healing. Oh, I get to go over the replay here as we go back to Husky Templar. Everything being used to try to get away from that one, but also more importantly, the Seraphine ult being used in that fight, leaving it unavailable for the next one. That could have been a major game changer in this one, as if you just see this moment right here, the lineup for Idris right here on the Seraphine would have hit all 3, might have made a difference, might have got more time for Presidium to get into this fight. As we now see, in it comes, shield goes down, doesn't do enough, shockwave comes through, gets Sluter into lethal range, sets them up. Here comes the auto attacks from the Orianna, as they will slowly chunk through anyone due to that bonus damage. As we do see on the spot side, there's a big ult being used on the live cam and a trade back, and they're safe, but a lot being used.
Yeah, and I think Harold went over to the side of XG in that little in-camera play right there. The attempt was made on the bottom side. I also want to call out from that previous fight, Rover, the ultimate from the Udyr actually managed to prevent that fight from becoming an absolute disaster for them. It just dropped Sluter and Maharaga so low, giving Presidium the opportunity to get that double. Without that could have been a much more disastrous situation. So, good fight. from them, and also good to stop that aggression we just saw a dog try to do. That bot turret, though, getting low. Remember, double grubs, and all there is the recon. I think this should be pretty easy. Look at the damage on this turret. Like, look, just watch Tristana just tear this through with the bomb. Oh my god, so much. It's ripping through it like it's butter.
Yeah, the bomb, the grublings, the demolish as well on top of it. It is a lot. As we do look at the gold totals coming up now, major differences coming through as you see in the ADC role. 500 gold. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is quite a lot when it comes down to that bot lane. In the jungle, though, a lot more for Phoenix Flare, who has been leading the charge for the team, and another 400 or so in the top side. A couple of different ones. The mid lane probably being the closest between them, with Presidium probably picking up a bounty on that last one. There might have been a little bit of extra gold coming from one of those, but let's see once again as we go towards the top side. Level lead here for Rover, who might be able to lean into this fight, but that stride breaker is putting the fear in him as he has not completed any items just yet. It's a very, very close game overall. It's just grubs or drakes, which one is better?
I'd say until you start stacking towards the soul, I think the grubs are better, especially when it's just the first two drakes. It is going to be mountain soul. That could be pretty good for XG to have that damage block from the Darius, from the Tristana, from the poke, especially of the Caitlyn. But imagine, though, if you will, the mountain soul, all four going over to dog. Now you have this massively beefy Darius and a massively beefy Maokai with big shields. I'd be terrified if I was XG. You don't really have ways to deal with that. The Kindred is really your only major DPS outside of the Udyr role. So I think Dragon priority will be the key here. I still think until maybe first Mountain Soul if XG gets, first Mountain Dragon if XG gets it, or probably third from Dog, it starts to break out over the Grubs. I think the pushing power of Grubs is just that power. It's just that good. And they're just kind of backing off. I think they could push more aggressively on this mid turret. I feel they have so much opportunity to do so. The teleport coming in for Rover. Everyone kind of stacking up around this dragon right now. Fight going on. Who got it? It's going over. Doesn't matter. Because Improvise goes to the open onto Maharaga. Maharaga trying to get out. Does manage to escape. Sluter, though, stuck in there with the team. Gonna start backing out, though. So everyone gets a little scared. The flash away from Idris means that XG is going to probably have to start backing off on this. They've used quite a bit there. That's Caitlyn. I mean, that's the Reconnel. There's a couple flashes burned there. They did get 2 ults out of Dog, but they're not super healed. The Rift Herald dropped on the bottom side. They're going to try at least get a turret at minimum if they can't get the dragon. Rover getting super low though. From Presidium, followed by Idris with the other ult following through from Seraphine. Double kill, triple kill now going over for the side of XG. Just Scruff and Husky Templar running for the hills. And that's going to be the dragon going over to XG. A turret as well, 3 kills, and a big win for them.
Presidium once again with the Orianna making the difference. It captures trees, sets them up perfectly. You don't need Rakan's ult. You don't need to use Kindred ult. You don't need Rover to actually do damage in that. You just need Presidium and Idris to set up and absolutely rip through them. And it's beautiful to watch every single time. I spoke about Presidium's Orianna before it was even locked in, and I said it. There's something about Presidium's Orianna, and it's something you can bank on every single time. And that's 3 Drakes now, 1 away from the mountain. And you're looking at the team and going, there's not a lot of tanks there, but it's that lethality as well that's creeping in. It's like you want Husky to be doing as much damage as possible. All those little tank stats might be the difference between that collector popping off or not. And as we see the setup here, Rover stepping in. There's the ball right in the middle. They step forward because they're like, oh, Rover's low. Pulls 3 in immediately. 3-man charm. The jump in as well from Rover on the end. It's all perfect for them to set up. And the 2 ADCs are like, where is the rest of my team gone? We can't step up into this one. It's perfect.
Yeah, it was such a good ultimate, like that combo, that little wombo combo between Idris and Presidium. I kind of like lost my words from my speeches. It was so beautiful and immaculate. But they will probably lose this turret if Scruff has anything to say about it. Presidium is going to hold them back, but it is a Triss, so you back off for an inch, you'll take a mile on your turret's health bar. So Maharaga is here, improvise as well. Everyone kind of jockeying around this Baron now. No one wants that to be possibly snuck away. Dog has a lot of potential to do so, and double 80 carry is always very good when it comes to early Barons. And for XG, you know, they when they pick up a quick fight, they take out maybe Sluter or Scruff at the beginning of a fight. Could be easy for them to rotate over, take the dragon. They've shown already their team fight is immaculate, that they're layering their abilities properly, their CC properly. They if they force a 4v5 Baron, that could be the deciding point in the game. But now everyone kind of still jockeying, got some push in the bot lane here. If you were XG right, I mean, if you were Dog right now, how would you try to get back into this game?
I would never be Dog. But nonetheless, I would try and force something, but it looks like they're getting forced on right now. As Improvise running forward, Zeke's Herald proc. Here comes the charm. Yeah. It's going to be a big, easy kill here.
Yeah, huge one for Phoenix Flare, going on a rampage right there. Husky Templar's ult comes out, but doesn't really do much. Maharaga for a tank is very squishy. And now, oh no, Cardi gotta run. The ult coming in from Idris, probably unnecessary, but doesn't matter. Improvise going to pick up that kill. And we said, pick one down, maybe grab a second. Now they're going for the Baron. Dog either has to give it up or try to contest it. They are going to take the turret in the mid lane, so they're going to get something. Looks like they're going to go for the contest. Sluter is here. Scruff going forward, looking for something. They're going to try to steal this, but I don't think they have a chance. Phoenix Flare going to pick up that kill. Scruff forced to jump on out. The flash forward from Idris trying to land the stun isn't going to matter. Rover now hunting for Husky Templar. Husky on the run. Idris, though, gonna pick that kill up onto Husky Templar, and that is going to be 3 and Baron for the side of XG. They're probably going to grab this turret too. Hand of Baron going to be a very powerful tool in this regard to push this turret down. Look at it just fall apart. Who needs double 80 carry when you have Baron power? And now Sluter, though, going forward, looking for Idris. Does manage to grab him. There goes the knockup. Big ultimate coming out of Presidium. Oh, but the knockback from Maharaga. Scruff going forward, maybe trying to get one kill. Will he be able to pick it up? Idris, though, going to go on a killing spree. They're trying to grab something. This is such a desperate play, but it's not going to matter. XG gets out of it with just Idris dying, but take 3. They're going to get another turret for this, maybe even an inhibitor. It's just Husky Templar and Cardi here to try to stop 4 members of the side of XG. And wow, what an unfortunate play for Dog.
Yeah, there was so much forcing there, and it was maybe forced before the Baron. I think they need to force picks with this Maokai. They need to get themselves in a numbers advantage fight, but they're not getting the opportunity anymore as Phoenix Flare is just coming over walls constantly as we're looking at the gold coming through right now. Everything has been flipped on its head. We're now seeing Idris coming up with an extra 600, so it's 500 less to 600 plus, over a K gained since the pre and post Baron fights, and they're just starting to roll over this game. And from it being so close to where it is now, you can see why. But this is a really good fight for them now, Dog. This is their chance. This is their opportunity. If they can get this Drake, if they can get this fight, this is the moment for them. I'm looking at the setups here. Improvise already in a good position. Sluter's looking for that flank. Sluter could chase this one down. Stridebreaker now gone. Plant has respawned. They know it's there. They have to watch for this jump. It's very tense right now. They need to take their time, make sure that Sluter doesn't get onto one of the squishies to get that reset going. Rover is going to step forward onto Scruff. Maharaga needs to try and get onto this Drake, but can he get through?
Sluter coming over the wall. Oh, they're gonna manage to steal it. Dog managing to get the objective, but what will it cost them? Rover going forward. Maharaga gonna get picked up. Scruff on the run. 1 for Dragon. You take those, stopping the soul from coming through. But can Phoenix Flare run Scruff down? He's making the path. Nope, Scruff's just gonna jump out, and everything is fine. But Sluter on the bottom side, stuck between 3. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can he get out of this? Getting a massive heal out of his Q. That's coming out very effective. The ult, a little too early. The flash felt a little unnecessary and will pay the price and die here. 2 dead, but Maharaga about to be back up. So XG might not be able to get much except this turret. Husky Templar looking, not going to find anything. This bottom turret is falling, though. I don't think Dog is going to get there in time. They managed to get the dragon, but they do lose and have the post-dragon fight and a turret for their troubles.
Yeah, as we have, it's always one time a game, no matter what producer we have here at Titan, someone will hit the edge of the screen with their mouse and we will go flying off into the distance, and I absolutely love it. I get to see it twice now as well, because I'm also watching the stream on the other screen as I get my own free replays. But no, I love it. But let's talk about this really quickly, because this would have been the greatest weakness for XG, is their siege potential. And getting that Baron and opening the base does give them a little bit more breathing room in the terms of, if we do manage to win a fight, we can get that inhib because it's already open for us. It's there and available. But we can see already across the rest of the map, we can see Tristana and Caitlyn, you go, towers will fall. If Darius is left in the side lane, a tower will fall with that auto attack reset. Then you add the grubs onto it. Dog are not out of this game. They still have every possible opportunity to get something if they can just get to those towers. That's where XG is strong. They have the wave clear. They have the power to outnumber them. They have a power to get over to those fights quickly with Ghost coming in from Udyr and TP. Kindred are quite fast on the map when you want to be able to jump over walls and get over to these fights. And Seraphine and Rakan also very fast on those rotates. They're looking to fight. They're looking to siege as a 5-man and take fights underneath that. On the other side, Dog, they just want to get to those towers. So for now, we want to be seeing the Dog side look for picks. Maharaga has to get tankier. We do see that kind of, we'll say the pro build strat, where you build just to protect. You have a Locket, you have a Knight's Vow, you're going to go towards the Thorn Mail. You're going to make sure that you're not the tankiest Maokai known to man, but you're keeping someone else alive for long enough that they are effective. And let's have a look here and see. It looks like it's going to be a full reset. XG are trying to play this a lot more slower and methodical now, because they still have to get through a lot of towers. That Baron is coming up in 35 seconds. They've got to get that Baron to make sure their siege works. While Dog, they've got to somehow get through this team fight without Presidium landing that big ult, without Idris getting that charm that rips through their team, and trying to keep that Udyr from getting in and splitting those teams up. So it could be very, very tough.
Yeah, and I'll say I was wrong. I thought this would be like pretty easy for Dog, especially as they got later into the game, but they're having, it just seems like it's getting worse and worse for them with each fight. They're having a harder and harder time dealing with the CC. The damage is scaling very quickly for the side of XG. Phoenix Flare. Can we do a stack check on the Kindred real quick? I want to see how many stacks this Kindred has. 9 stacks.
9.
Scary Kindred. This is a scary Kindred. It's after 4, it's every 2, right?
Yeah, so if it gets to 10 stacks, if a Kindred ever gets to 10 stacks, you just go, okay, GG. Like, there should be absolutely no hope for you to win that, but it's also that case of it's 3 items, Sluter. No, that's not where you need to be. Yeah,
he's forced a Ghost to get out of there. Not going to probably be able to be around for this fight. It isn't that low, though, so might be able to stick around. Dog does have the inside track here. Idris has to go around the side to be able to get towards this Baron pit. And Dog has managed to actually encircle this, kind of flank around the side of XG. Maharaga, gotta be careful. Don't go too far forward. You are not that tanky, buddy. Only got Knight's Vow and the Locket. Maharaga looking for some staplings. Improvides going forward, trying to get that engaged. Goes right into Maharaga, who manages to dodge through it pretty well. Idris misses the ultimate, and a turret is gonna fall in the mid lane. Dog managing to pick that up. They might make a trade here. Call, hey, let's just let them have Baron. We're going to go get the Dragon. No, they're actually going to walk up to it. Dragon has been started. I mean, Baron has been started by XG. It's already almost at half health. Dog wants to make a stand here. This is the moment. This could be the final fight. Husky Templar walking forward. They're looking for Rover. Rover getting in there. They're going to steal it. They are not. Phoenix Player going to pick that up. Maharaga on the run. Huge ult from Improvise. Phoenix Player is going to nuke right through the Maokai. And now they're on the run. Idris flashes forward. Does not find Husky Templar, who flashes himself. The fight is still going. The chase is still on. Phoenix Player flashes forward too. Looking for the Milio. Is going to go godlike on that. And now they're hunting Husky Templar. The exhaust coming through. The stun. The airborne. It's too much. Rover's going to pick up that kill and going on a killing spree. 3-0 for XG. They get the Baron. They're gonna get this Dragon Soul. There's nothing Dog can really do here. And I think this game is approaching over at this point for Dorado Gaming.
Yep, that is Mountain Soul. They're going to be a very good position. That Udyr is going to be near unkillable. That Baron now, we're going to see how well they can get the siege done. They still have to crack those inhibs. There's still a game to be played, but you just look at the scoreline, and if you were playing this in solo queue, you would scream that it's over. But it's never over when it comes to Dorado. There's always something they can do that will break a fan's heart on the other side. But XG looking strong, 5-man stacking. They are looking to end this one methodically here, as this is only game 1 of our series, and it's looking very one-sided for XG, but a lot of it is coming down to Phoenix Flare and that double kill right at the start.
Yeah, it's proven so valuable. This Kindred has just absolutely popped off. But we can't not give credit over to Presidium and Idris. They've been hitting some immaculate ults there. Same with Improvise with his little knock-up, and Rover with the Phoenix stance. They've all just been absolutely coordinated so well. It really shows they spent this offseason really training, really putting it all together, really showing that they have what it takes for this season. And if you're Dorado, you've got if you really want to come back to this, you've got to dig deep. You've really got to try to find those fights. You've got to find a pick really to start off, either on Presidium or Idris or even Phoenix Flare. Just get that pick to make this an unfair fight. Because I feel like that's the only way you're really going to win these at this point.
Phoenix Flare does find Maharaga here, and Presidium is up above as well. So Maharaga out of position. Look at the level difference right now as well. No. 17 to 13 in the jungle. Maharaga will get popped by Wolf, as that bite will disintegrate them.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing out there. Tree trying to hide in the river. Fortunate, bud, your Tree got to hide in the forest. Looter, oh my god, almost. I know he doesn't care anyways. Phoenix Flare goes legendary and just executes them from afar. And now the push is on. Both tanks down for the side of Dorado. Is this the moment? Is this going to be their first game lost so far to start this season out? And they hold on right here. The inhibitors are falling. All 3 are down. XG is pushing forward on to the Nexus turrets. The first one just melts like a hot knife through butter, and now Improvise's going forward looking for the knock-up, and the charm is gonna miss it, but it's not gonna matter. XG is gonna close out this game 21-5.
Yeah, very, very good game there from XG. Just looking at the damage numbers popping up now, we're now seeing Phoenix Flare. Yeah, just took over that game, and I said it, it's one of those things, Kindred can just be the it factor in these games, and if you play around it well enough, get a double kill right at the start, absolutely exceptional work. And I think more commiserations to Maharaga there more than anything else, because that first gank, if it had came off, it would have been an absolute game changer for that mid lane and keeping that Orianna down, but it didn't work out. It gives 2 kills over the Phoenix, and from there the Kindred was just in a much more advantageous position, and the game just kind of ran away from that point. Grubs don't matter when you get a Mountain Soul.
Yeah, and I like the idea of the Kayle. I know she's very powerful, but I just don't feel like it was very useful in this game. There's just too many shields, too many heals, too many ways to really prevent the damage from really coming out. And you can see it in the damage graph too. Barely topped the team, was 4th overall in this game in damage. I feel like in this kind of situation, you need it to be more DPS, Caitlyn. I know it's not quite as strong right now, but I think that would have been a better call for them here, to have that DPS in a fight to help them kind of push on through. But we'll have to see if they can adapt going into game number 2. Do you have any last thoughts on this game?
Bring AP. That's all Dog has to do. Bring AP. They might be able to get something then. And Maharaga, we've seen you play carries. We've seen you play the likes of the Lee Sins, and even I think I've actually seen you play a Kha'Zix before. I wouldn't mind seeing a Viego come through. So Maharaga, you can definitely carry one of these games. I want to see him jump into that and scruff. Give us a mage. Give me any sort of mage and be good from there. But we will jump over for a very quick break. We'll be back for game 2 very, very soon. Please don't go anywhere.
silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Vanquisher League. We just saw XG take down Dorado in a very convincing fashion. It was pretty stompy of a game one coming out of them. They're really getting the advantage of our sponsor for today's stream, ProComps. You know them, you love them. The fantastic service allows you to really bring your gameplay to a whole new level, lets you do live tactics while you're drafting, pre-game team strategies, gives you live draft recommendations, lets you create your own champion pool and custom tier list for your team, so you have a better understanding of what you need to get the draft done, to get the job done, and have the best possible advantage in a game. It's free to try. Give it a try out at procomps.gg. We love them and thank them so much for sponsoring us on today's stream as we're moving on to the draft of game number 2 here from Dorado and XG. Sater, what are you hoping to see from change up for both these teams?
Well, the first thing I would have said is ban that Oriana away from Presidium. Don't let them get that Oriana again, and they have immediately taken that one away, which is great. We do have Lee Sin coming through on the other side. They do not want to see Maharaga on that carry, as Maharaga is an insane Lee Sin player. I would like to see maybe on the Viego or something along that line, something that has a little more carry potential. Not that his tank play isn't good, we just didn't see enough of it in that one. He might go ahead and prove me wrong the second time around, but with that first pick, I still think Caitlyn is a good pick. I still think Trist was a decent pick, just not both of them together. You need to separate that damage source just a little bit. You can't go down that full AD kind of comp. Once again, we do see Seraphine being taken away, so they want to see Phoenix actually play, or Idris actually play an ADC. They want to make sure that they're actually playing a even lane state. No changes from XG, a couple of changes from the OG there, as they've taken away 3 of the picks that we saw the last time around as Sluter. What are they going to pick on the first time around? It's going to be a Varus, a pick that I've been playing a lot on the bot side. I think it's very, very... There's tier lists for every single champion, right? We're going to go over this really, really quickly. There's S tier champions like Caitlyn, that, the other, and then there's pro tier, which is like these are played in pro games for reasons. And Varus is picked as a bot laner for the reason of if they have tanks, it will die. Varus will get through tanks. That's what he's designed to do. And they've already picked two, but they're two very, very good tanks. Ornn and Rammus are incredibly strong, and they have great setup for the future. So I'm thinking team fight once again coming out from XG. On the other side, we're going to see Scruff on a Syndra. We're not going to see a repeat of that Tristana at least. So they do have mixed their damage. They're going to get something across here. I'm expecting a support to come out here or a jungler. And it's going to be Jax, so that could be top or jungle. This draft has already went in weird directions for me.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very bold to, in your first rotation, pick Rammus, but I see the confidence now, the Rel coming out for the side of XG. I think that this... I still think XG's comp is stronger right now. I know Varus can get through tanks, but I don't know about these tanks. These are tanks that want to get up and close and personal. If he gets in range, they're just going to jump right on him, and he's never going to get to move. I also kind of question the Syndra a bit. I'm not really a big fan of Syndra and the big tanky champions. I know they've changed her up over the last couple of years, but she still feels like a stat stick. Like you throw ult, throw your balls, throw ult. Do you have enough stats? They're dead. Do you not? They're not. And I don't know if she's going to be able to really break through all three of these tanks in this beefy frontline XG is building. We'll have to see what they build for their rest of, though, for their carries. We're on to the second phase of picks. The Gragas and Skarner ban. It's going to be Emilio this time for XG. I was going to say again, but it's Dorado that had it last time. So, what will they pair with this is the question.
Where's
and
the
also,
going?
is that mid-rel? Is that mid? Oh, is that mid-Ornn? I'd be down for some mid-Ornn.
That's very, very confusing now. I'm not sure where that's going. But it's going to be Rakan coming through for the Varus as well. I actually have no idea about this. That Rel is really throwing me off now.
Yo, that could be mid-Milio. Okay, there's the Trist. Could be mid-Milio. I have seen it before. Oh, the Milio might be a Ziggs, we are being told right now. Man, I was really hoping for mid-Leo. Mid-Leo is actually such a cheese thing, but I love it. You just kick the soccer ball and you nuke somebody because it has a ridiculously high AP ratio. Okay, it is a Ziggs, dang. Alright, well, if you can't have the soccer ball, might as well have the soccer bomb coming in for them. And they have...
Just because I called out Chris Songa on the fact that he hit the edge of the screen and ruined his observing record on his first day, and he just goes, you know what, I'm just gonna throw another support in there, really confuse him for a little while. Just gonna tell me Ziggs. I don't care if it's your show 2. It's show 1 for Vanquisher. Okay, Chris? It's show 1 for Vanquisher. Don't be giving me that. It's going to be Presidium on the Trist. Idris going to be playing that Ziggs bot lane, so more of that casting kind of bot lane. So I really do like what XG are showing here. I think they are showing a little bit of we want a team fight. We want to play this style. That's great. My issue with it is they have all that go-in potential. They have what happens if they're in the lead, if they're going for us, if they're doing the engaging. What do we do to make sure Triss stays safe? How do we stop the Jax? It has to be Tristana playing for themselves, really, and trying to knock back that Jax. So we'll have to see how this one goes. As it is going to be Jax top. Sluter's going to be taking the helm. Is he going to go fishing? I don't think he's going to go fishing this time around. There's no fisherman Jax, but we'll see what the story is here.
But here comes Rover. Gets the first poke of the game. All right, that's a lead for the side of XG. But here comes Husky Templar getting hit from the side. Idris trying to run the Flash Force out and the exhaust too. So I would say that is a win for the side of Dorado. Getting 2 summoner spells up. She getting a little too cheeky there.
Double flash from the bot side opens them up for a lot of gank potential. There could be a very airy dive coming from Maharaga, but we know how that went the last time around. So yeah, it's going to be very, very tough here for them in the bot side to stay even, especially with Varus being as strong as he is. But if Varus is going to be a little bit later to lane, So they might be able to at least get one wave shoved in. Sluter now just sitting in a bush, trying to be as annoying as possible. As Rover knows, he has to kind of wait for a little while before he can do those Orin things where you just combo them and put them on 0 HP, as a tank does in this day and age. Riot Games, please fix Cassante. But let's see what the story of the top lane will be, as it has been pretty even. Sluter with the Darius last time didn't get around to get those big old soft big chains of just constantly running people down. On the other side, Rover was just being that tank to help extend the Seraphine ult and make sure that they have that split team fight the way they want. So I'd like to see maybe a little bit more pressure in this top side from both junglers and see who the top diff really is. But Phoenix being on that Rammus with that Ghost, I'm expecting a little bit more bot or mid pressure from them. And then Presidium, you're off your Orianna. Let's see what you can do on a Tristana. You're going to play what they played last time. Let's see if you can play it better, as a lot of damage. Not really a lot of damage. I lied. It looked like it was going to be a lot of damage. You expect a bomb to be able to beat a bird, but no, that bird is too tanky.
Yeah, it's a pretty tanky bird. He's been eating his bird-based Wheaties. And speaking of Wheaties, Cardi goes in and tries to get his dunk on to Idris, who's going to manage to bounce out with the bomb. Husky Templar flashing forward, though, looking for the kill. Now Improvise stunning him up. Presidium is on the way down. They're going to flip over a Husky Templar. They've got to be careful, though. It is just 2-0. Presidium going forward. Really looking for this kill. The cleanse coming through. Presidium trying to pick up one. It's going to be the first blood coming out for the side of actually make that second as well. Maharaga trying to pick this up is going to get it, but the double kill going to go over to Phoenix Flare. 3 for 1 in favor of XG. A little bit of chaos. Got real dicey, but they do manage to get in. Rover almost picked up a fourth on Sluter.
Yeah, it does manage to pick up one on the... That's all crazy. Everything seems to be happening pretty strong right now. But more importantly, I want to point out the Scruff used TP to get to that bot side. Didn't get anything from it. And now has to recall. Varus has now gone to mid to help cover that wave off because it's pushed in. This is all very, very messy right now for Scruff. Missed a ton of XP. Will have picked up some on the bot side, but they're going to miss a lot more in this mid, as it will be Husky Templar pushing another wave in. They'll be down levels. Presidium got a kill and 2 assists. It's an amp tome to 2 longswords. This is a very, very messy situation now for Dog, and it feels like they kind of went all in on that gank, and it didn't quite work out for them the way they wanted to, regardless of the kills. Even the way that the mid laners were dragged into it, they came out so far ahead in that 1 XG that it's a much easier game for Phoenix Flare once again. And starting off 2-0, doesn't matter if he's playing a carry, he can do it on Aramis.
Yeah, now he's got the Bramble Vest, so it's going to be not fun for Maharaga or Sluter or even Husky Templar. It's not going to be fun for anybody tomorrow during this game. There's now Cardi dashing out there, Improvise looking for something. This is going to be a little bit difficult. You know, Dog is in the doghouse right now, you could say, after that fight. And I don't know, I guess they've really just... I mean, I understand their attempt there. I just don't think they were expecting Presidium to rotate down. That was honestly a very impressive roam from him. Ooh. On the top side, we're seeing a little bit of trading on Sluter's forced to burn the pot. And yeah, we didn't talk about that either. Rover almost winning that early pre-6 against the Jacks. I want to know what happened there, really. Like, what on earth happened in that led to that situation? Sluter almost died.
Yeah, really look forward to seeing what's going to happen here, as it is once again Phoenix Flare going very aggressive. Will get stunned back. And we do see Improvise coming towards the top side. We can see an immediate change in the style coming through from XG, as they are now looking to get these grubs nice and early, as they want to get that siege potential from the Tristana online very, very early. With the advantages already picked up in the lane, they want to make sure those towers will fall. And I just want to point out that so many of the predictions that came true for this game, DOG are winning in the predictions, I think, across the board, but a lot of people actually have XG to 2-0 them here. Did you get your predictions in this time around for week 1?
I did not. I haven't had a day off in a week and a half to get those predictions in.
Okay. No worries, no worries. I actually put this one down. I'm going to put it out nice and early that I had a 2-1 in favor of a DOG. And that isn't because I just knew they were the winning team last year. I was like, I have to get through to these predictions nice and early, see how I'm going to do. I want to be the best predictor here, and I feel like I might have made a mistake here, but let's see what happens in this game. As we have the siege potential available, they do have the first mountain drake, so Sluter and Maharaga will be very happy with that one. As bot lane, you don't expect to see the Ziggs this aggressive this early.
Yeah, you really don't. Normally, they wait for a couple items to come, like an item or two to come online before they really start to be aggressively poking. But he's just got, it's got half an item and it's already throwing out. I forget the name of what he's got in his inventory right now. If that was a little familiar. Oh, Presidium going forward, looking for Scruff. Gonna get some nice bomb damage. The explosion does quite a bit. Yeah, if you get a couple hits on it. Faded Ashes. Oh, okay. It's Faded Ashes. Sorry. Some of these new items, they get me a little bit. And Rover, beautiful clear. I think he's maxing Q first. Good for, honestly, pretty good for wave clear. That Q does a deceptive amount of damage in a line. And now we get to see the fun of Ziggs. Well, I guess fun if you're playing Ziggs, which is that you get to clear the wave constantly and no one can counter push you.
No one can counter push. Yeah, it's. I'm just looking at Rover right now and just going, you're going for straight for that Sunfire. We're not going to see a Heartsteel come out from Orin first. And this will be one of the games where if I am autofill top, I'm going for that Heartsteel because I want to beat that Jackson to the floor with it. Absolutely love Heartsteel. I think it's absolutely brilliant item on Orin. And they are going for Maharaga. He got smite away as well.
Yeah, choo, here comes the train. Rover trying to download the ram. Does not get to do so. And Maharaga's forced the ult to get out of there. It's a good attempt. I think the Phoenix player smited that Gromp. I could be wrong, but I think he got it. Okay, so that's down. So they do win the trade overall, taking that from the side of Dorado. And I also was wrong about where Rover's maxing. Rover's maxing W right now. I know that's really strong on Ornn. I know a lot of Ornns do that. Still, I think Q is still really good for clearing, but I guess if you're just trying to dodge or trade off with the Jax, it might be just better to do the W because you can stop his stun. You can also get that fantastic amount of damage from the proc. And now, is he gonna get this? Is he gonna get a plate? No, I think he's. I think he's playing this safe, which is smart. It's smart. You don't want to try to counter. You don't want to try to do anything around a Jax under a turret. That's a way to die very quickly.
Yeah, there's certain places you don't dive, and there's certain champions you don't dive. And Swain, Jax, just to name a few. Presidium did not notice the Rakan was in the back. Does get the ult away to keep Scrub off of him, as he will step out of that one safely without even burning the flash.
Yeah, and they do get. Okay, they didn't get the ult. I thought I saw that for a moment. I thought they got the ult out of Cardi. Meanwhile, though, Sluter looking for the stun. Mez managed to land it. Does burn the ult, too. Now, Presidium taking a lot of damage right there. Trying to run away, but Scruff's going to get the ult down. Going to pick up the kill. Meanwhile, Phoenix Player coming in. Gonna get the trade. Actually, it's going to go over to Presidium. The bomb did land, so 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane. Rover managing to get out of the top side. Is not going to have that teleport to be able to get back in there. But with that back, with Presidium down, this could be the call for Dorado to go after these grubs, stop the 6 grub stack from happening. He's very powerful. Especially with a Trist and a Ziggs, it's probably more powerful than even Caitlyn is, but here comes Phoenix Player looking for something. First grubs can go over, so no double will go in. Phoenix Player getting stunned, improvises well. They're going in. Idris is here, though, dropping bombs like crazy. Phoenix Player trying to run, getting super low, and Scruff is going to pick that up, but Presidium is going forward. They're looking for Scruff, getting him low, trying to take him down. The dunk comes through, and Presidium picks up the kill, picks up 1, picks up 2. Is he going to get a third? Possibly onto Maharaga. Maharaga flashes over the wall. Presidium going forward, looking for this kill. Is the bomb gonna land enough? It does. Presidium goes on a rampage from downtown.
Presidium once again, just after that slight mess in the mid lane, not burning the flash, and not staying safe enough, and Rakan getting secondary engage, just goes, do you want to just fight again? And just gets it all. 5-2 now on this Trist, regardless how Scruff did so well to pick up that kill. It was just jump to jump to jump, Mario stomping through all of DOG, and that's not what you want to see. Regardless of them losing the one grub, they now have 5. They have a fed Tristana. Towers are going to melt, and it's worrying. XG could just take this just off of Presidium. Game 1 and 2 just being a monster and controlling that mid lane like I've not seen before.
Yeah, it has been a fantastic control here. Cardi gets the ult to try to go in on to improvise. They're looking for it. The stun does come through, though. The ult from the Rel pulling everyone back in. Meanwhile, Scruff getting jumped to the mid lane. Presidium flashes forward, looking to get onto this Syndra, and she is going to go down. The ult's not going to do almost any damage. Maharaga on the run. There are 5 members of XG hunting this bear. It's bear hunting season, boys, and I think they're going to pick it up pretty easily. Give them that pelt. Phoenix player picks up the kill. 2-0 in favor of XG. Dragons spawning. I think that's going to be the call to go after it. Idris is going to stop any push on the turret. Sluter going to get some gold on the top side, but giving over an Infernal Drake, not the best look. And especially not the best look to give another kill over to this Tristana.
Yeah, no, it's messy. It's all over the place. Maharaga just doesn't seem to be playing their best right now, and it's a player I've always kind of respected and had a very, very high opinion of, and they just seem a little bit lost right now. They just don't really have the same impact we've seen before from Maharaga. It's a little bit all over the place, and I'd like to see them just calm down just a little bit, make sure what they're doing is a 100% or at least a 90%, because everything they seem to be going for is like 50-50s right now, and that's, yeah, it's a crazy one to see. And we'll have a look here as Presidium now 6-2-3 has completed Kraken, going towards that seal to get towards the quick blades, and we'll start to see some real damage coming through. And just I was actually kind of hoping I wouldn't see the gold difference, because that is 1,300 gold already, and that is terrifying.
Yeah,
oh.
I feel like the lead. Like this is more just me, but I feel like even though it's closer in the jungle, I feel like it's wider because of that build. What is the Volibear? Why is the Volibear building Rod of Ages?
Don't worry about that. That's how Volibear's playing now. That's the new style. It's the new wave that people are on.
Is it actually? I don't play much Volibear, so I'm unsure. It seems weird to me.
No, that is literally the new AP build path for Volibear. It's quite common to see Volibears go Rod of Ages, Nashers. I think it's Rift or Zhonya's would be your 4th item after Berserker Greaves. He has went Mercs this game, so he's going to be a little lower on that attack speed. But no, it's very common in the top side for a Roa build to be built more commonly now. Instead of the Nashor's Rush. In jungle, we're still seeing a lot more Sundered Sky, but improvise, different ideas.
Yeah, Magnet Storm comes on through, and so does the train. Hits onto Scruff, but no one really going to find much out of that. Sluter going forward, but the Unstoppable from Rover isn't going to matter as Improvise knocks him up. The rooting, though, they could not kill this Ornn. Oh, never mind, I take that back. The Husky Templar snipes him down after getting all those stacks up. So a big pickup for him there. Meanwhile, though, Idris is going to teleport in. The Baron, the Herald was stopped. Phoenix player, though, is searching for it. Dez going to spot out Maharaga on this. They're trying to find something. Improvise also trying to find something here. Trying to buy some space against Cardi. Dying, flashing. Is he going to get away? No, he is going to fall. Husky Templar are going to pick up that kill. Meanwhile, Phoenix Bear going forward, though. Presidium also looking for one onto Sluter, who did burn the ultimate. Are they going to be able to pick him up? It is a shutdown for Dorado. Make that a 2nd kill as well, as the Syndra picks up Phoenix Fire, and that's 4-0 in favor of Dorado. They swing right back into this game.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about in the pregame. If there is a tank and you have a Varus, it will eventually die. That is what they are designed to do. It starts off taking out Rover, and you see that ult ripping through. It grabs onto everyone, and they have to think about their fight. It slows them down. They get the Ornn. They do end up splitting the fight as well, as Phoenix gets to step off, goes looking for Maharaga, and they go, hey, wait, who's going to protect the Tristana? And they can run straight at Presidium. Presidium is immediately in a bad spot. Improvise is still hovering around. It will go over to the Volley Bear. So they have picked up one of the purple objectives. Out of a possible 7, they've got 2. Not a terrible start for them to try and get some siege potential down, but we do see a TP coming in behind Sluder. I don't think you actually need the assistance as Presidium. This is the kind of fight for you.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to need it. It's just going to pick that up, but just kind of trying to guarantee that kill. Sending that on over to the Tristana. They're really putting a lot of their eggs into that basket. I also think a problem with that fight, they didn't have Idris there to help kind of poke and like whittle down the side of Dorado. You really do need the Ziggs for that to kind of set your team up for success. Oh, Phoenix Flare stops Scruff's back. Okay, no one really there to follow up though, but that will delay the return of the Syndra. And now 1,400 gold difference. Dorado finally having a lead in this game. 45 seconds up until the Hex Dragon spawns. Hexel this game could be very big for either of these teams.
Yeah, let's take stock of this one now, because with Dog with that major swing, bringing this one back in to a more even fight, and we're coming up to a Drake fight, I feel like we need to look across the board and go, yes, Presidium is strong, but does have that flash available now for this next fight. There is still ways for them to get to that Tristana, but Scruff no longer has that flash, so we won't be seeing Syndra get any flashy plays coming in. Sluder doesn't have the flash, so won't be able to just as easily get onto Presidium this time around, so might be a little bit scarier for the side of Dog in this fight, and we should see it started up nice and early, but it looks like they want to fight once again, and no, Rammus decides to turn that ball around.
Yeah, they're going right for the Dragon. Maharaga is here, though. Could try to go for a steal. The Thunder comes down through the Bear. Bear versus Ram. Who wins it? The Bear goes over. He doesn't get it, though. Dragon going to go over to the side of XG. The flash forced out of Maharaga, so no flash, no ult. Good to the opportunity. Rover looking for the Ram. He's going to download it right in the Sluder. The ult coming through from Idris. Phoenix Flare on the side there, trying to taunt onto Scruff. They're trying to pick him up. Presidium going forward. Improvise also looking with the Magnet Storm, but is going to fall. Phoenix Flare also trying to ult in, but is going nothing. Going to get stunned up. Going to get torn to shreds. Maharaga going to pick up that kill. XG thought they had the opportunity, but it's Dorado Gaming that finds the fight.
They lose the Drake, but find the fight, and I think find the fight might be the wrong way to put it, as they kind of just threw themselves into 2 to 3 members constantly. It's like Improvise was going in, no one around them. Phoenix goes in just as Improvise dies, all by themselves, and yeah, it just seems so... It feels like there's no communication there between who's going in and who's going out, and both of them trying to jump onto Scruffy at the time, and the rest of the team are fighting the other ones. The Improvise has gone in, there's no damage to follow. It just feels a little bit lost, and with Idris not being at that poke level that we want, hasn't completed that second burn item. Hoping to see that Leandri's come out now in the next few minutes. But yeah, maybe just a little bit of miscommunication there, but I'm very surprised to see Quick Blades on the Volley Bear instead of Nashers. Why go Roa if you're going for a crit? I don't even think it is crit, sorry. Why are you going for that attack speed instead of Nashers, which amplifies your damage? It just feels a little bit off.
Oh, the flash stun onto Husky Templar going in. Presidium looking for the kill. The ult's going to push him away, though. I think he'll get out. Presidium, though, will not. Maharaga going to pick up that kill. Looking for those resets on the Bear. Meanwhile, though, Cardi going to go in with the ultimate. The stun onto Idris. He just forced a flash out. Rest of the team is here. Again, XG feeling a little... It's not the jumpy is the word, but a little desperate with some of these forced attempts on the plays. They keep going for Scruff and Husky Templar, but it's just not working for them. And now Sluder going forward looking for Idris, but the bomb going to knock him out. They're still looking for this. He's getting very low. This could be the opportunity, and Idris is going to pick up the kill. Meanwhile, though, Scruff getting low, the Ram getting downloaded right into the Syndra, and she will fall. A double kill going to Idris. The Baron, though, getting low. Phoenix Flare is here. The teleport coming in from Presidium. The Baron going to get stolen by XG, and now they're forcing the fight. Going for the Husky Templar, going to shut him down. They're going to lose their support, but it will be worth it. Presidium trying to run away. The double kill for Maharaga, though, is going to be huge, but he is taunted up. He is taken out. Rover looking to pick up that kill, and 4-4-2 in the fight goes in favor of XG. They get the turret, they get the Baron, they get the kills, and now they've gotten Saluter's teleport. They might get a quick back to the fountain at this rate. They just gotta run for the hills.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Like, your two highest damage, Husky's dead, and then Scruff and Sluter, the two highest damage left remaining, are in mid. Not
Hello,
at the
Sluter.
Baron, and he's ever taking a tower shot looking to try and find someone that's low, but he's ever finding the full HP Heartsteel, or now Improvise just behind, a little bit more speed. They're going to stay in this one. Rover does not land the knock up, and Sluter giving us the emote as he walks away, but
Where's the flash?
I think both teams' discords have crashed and they're just not talking to each other.
Must be. Let me scroll down and see. I don't see them in here. They may have crashed. They actually may have crashed at the Discord. I don't see them in the chat. And I know this game is not anywhere near over with how close it has been. The top turret is gonna fall for the side of XGE in their favor, of course. And now the goal only 500 apart. This is a very, very close game. The top inner turret going to be the next thing on the docket for the side of XG Gaming. Maharaga going forward, getting caught out though, forced to flash, and now the turret does fall. Slowly but surely, XG Gaming is trying to chip through the outer defenses of Dorado as they go forward looking for Cardi. Phoenix Flare gets knocked back. And now they're on it. Dragon up in 5 seconds. It is still Hex Tech. Don't let the timer fool you. This could be big. This would put XG on Soul Point if they manage to get it. They do have the inside track now. They're going to get this Scuttle. We'll have all that movement speed, all that vision to control. And now Rover's been found here on the side, getting stunned up, getting knocked around, stunned all over, going unstoppable, is gonna fall, but Phoenix Flare goes in, looking for Scruff, improvise with that huge Madden Storm. Phoenix Flare gonna pick up Scruff right there. Presidium trying to get away. That shutdown onto Idris is huge, though. Presidium looking to take out at least one. Takes out Husky. Templar is gonna fall, though. And it's gonna be 2-4-5 in favor of Dorado. They're gonna pick up this Hex Dragon, and they manage to find the fight.
Yeah, that is a little bit... It's so back and forth. It's like every fight, something goes the opposite way. XG win one, they get a Baron. Dog win one, they get a Drake. It's constantly back and forth. It's like a team can't get two in a row. And the question is who can win the next one? Because if XG wins the next one and they don't end, then Dog will win the next one and then they might be able to end. And if they don't end, then XG will win. Like, it's just going to keep going back and forth. Who can win it harder is the difference here. It's this is such an it's week one.
Yeah, I think a part of it is just the catch-outs. Like, both XG and Dorado they're just not being respectful of the strength of their opponents, and they just keep standing 2-4-4, getting caught out. We saw Rover this time, we saw Scruff the time before that. They're just not respecting the ability of their opponents to catch them, like, kind of like sloughing, really. They're just sloughing. And I think it's really going to be who's the next person to step out, who's the next person to make a mistake and walk too far forward. I think that could determine this game. Because if Rover's still up, I think XG has the potential to win the fight. But also we have to look at the timer we're on too. Rover is starting to get the Ornn items online very, very soon. And that could be very bad if you are the side of Dorado. That's a lot of free gold into the pocket of XG Gaming coming up very shortly. As soon as he hits 15, you're going to start seeing some of that go through. And I wonder, though, if some of these fights, with how close they've been, will that gold lead, from those items, will that be the difference maker? Can that allow them to maybe survive getting someone picked out?
Maybe so, but we do have that upgraded Kraken Slayer now available for Presidium, which might be enough to get them across the line in some of these fights. I know they have to keep Presidium alive, and there's so much they have to worry about with Husky's arrows. Scruff throwing all of the dark matter, and Sluter just looking to dive straight onto them. But there's still, I don't know, there's still something about this Varus that is screaming it's winnable. The Volibear build, although it might be a little bit strange to look at, is working. We might see a lot more of that in the future, but the siege potential is still there for XG. If they can get to those towers, they'll melt. Sluter doesn't have enough on the side lanes to really pressure, with Presidium being able to help cover as well as Rover help cover. I still think XG have a lot on the table available to them. I just think Dog have just been reading the game a little bit better in some of these fights.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've really read when to take the fight. I think their objective control has been a little bit more questionable. I think they've taken some strange fights around the objectives. I think that Dragon was really their first good neutral objective fight. But I'd say overall, their state of when to fight otherwise and like map pressure has been a lot better for the side of Dorado. They've definitely gotten the inside track on a couple of these fights, gotten to know this time, like had a inkling someone was ahead of where they should have been or was out of place, and just been able to catch them so far this game. So we'll have to see if they can close this out, or if XG can manage to get the 2-0. Will we go to game 3? These are questions and more right after these waves are farmed.
Yeah, Cardi in a bit of a weird position right now, but they know that Sluter is in the bot side. They're just going to send it on a Baron. They're going to clear out that ward while they're taking it, giving them the full idea that they're here. This is an end-all, be-all play.
Yeah.
There's the TP. Rover will follow. Both of them are going in. Great stuff.
Cardi goes in. He's looking for it. He gets the ult. Here comes Rover, though, with a really far away teleport. Gonna ram through. Everybody's gonna go down. The Baron will go over to XG, but they're gonna lose 3 in the process. Everyone but the mid and the top laner will fall. And Sluter with the inside track on that teleport, getting the early one, getting closer overall, really made the difference there.
Yeah, that was Cardi getting in. It was so close to getting onto Idris, and that could have been a game changer. But Idris and Presidium managed to get over the wall, drag Sluter with them. But Presidium manages to get away from that, stays alive. More importantly, they need that Baron for more siege potential. I don't even know how to call this anymore, because it's so messy. If they can get this mid tower and get this inhib, of course they have a massive opportunity to keep that pressure up at all times and force more Drakes. But they already have the inside track on this Drake. It's up in 15 seconds. Will they choose to siege and try to get that mid tower tier 2, or will they go for this fight?
This is the question. Will they try to take it improvise? Walking forward may get Fnatic push. Nope, it's going to ward it. Dragon is up. Scuttle been taken by Dorado. I think they're going to try for this fight. XG doesn't want these dragons to start going over anymore. To the side of Dorado, the poke coming in from Idris. That's all they really needs to do. Just use the Zig, poke them, push them off, keep them from really getting anything. Let Presidium just get the push going in the mid lane. Luter is here in the back, though. Looking for it. They go for it with the stun. Huge onto Idris, but manages to get out. And now the fight is on. Cardi gonna go down. Presidium managing to pick up the kill. Maharaga going forward, looking for Presidium. Idris also on the side here from Sluter, trying to get in. Now with Maharaga trying to run away. The Bear doesn't know who to go for. The Bear is confused, and the Bear is taken down. A shutdown for Phoenix player. Sluter on the run. Improvise gonna knock him up, though. Sluter trying to stun, trying to get away, but the taunts will land, and that will be the all she wrote for the side of Dorado in that fight. Husky managed to get out of that all, but the rest of the fight and the base coming apart here. Oh, Idris almost fell. Turret gonna go down. The inhibitor turret has broken. The base has been cracked. XG picks up a massive fight right there.
Yeah, massive fight. They managed to crack the base as well. They're going to be able to pick up a Drake off of it, and Presidium just 10-6 now, and getting closer and closer to getting that penetration to help get through that Volibear. The tanks won't be able to survive. It's Raptor, are you happy you're here at Vanquisher now?
I am. This is last season, I'll be honest, like there was a lot of times in Conquer I was just like, everyone's playing a little too safe. Here, there's no safety. There's nothing but violence, and that violence is team fights, and it's great. I love it. I love chaotic back and forth. They make games fun. They make them exciting to watch. No one likes a snooze fest where one team just rolls over and dies.
Yeah, the thing about the higher the elos you get, the team fights look so much better because everyone knows what they're meant to be doing, and it is just absolutely perfect team fighting start to finish. But the thing I'm worried about is when one person is too far ahead, it starts to look so stompy in these fights. But dog, all credit to them. They've been making sure that Tristana is constantly under pressure. And that can be the difference maker. As Sluter is no fearing right now straight into that, knowing that there was a rel around that corner. 3 level difference. Jax will take that any day. It's when Presidium's around. That's when you're scared.
Now, the game still so close. Less than 1,000 gold separates these teams into 2 teams. It doesn't really matter at this point. It's Rover gonna take a bit of damage there, but it's a Cinder. It's not going to really shred tanks super easily. But Maharaga is on the way down. They are looking for Rover. Rover trying to get out, but can he escape too? The unstoppable is not going to matter. Going to get stunned up. The Ram will eventually fall. The Scruff managed to pick up. Coming around the mid lane. Down goes Husky Templar. Trading top for 80 carry. I'd say that's worth it if you're XG Gaming. Now they're going to rip into this inhibitor. It falls so fast. And I don't know if that was worth it, Dorado. Sure.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you have to double check and see if everyone's feeling okay after that one, because that one's got to hurt. And now we see Presidium stepping off, jumping across. We'll get out with that one nice and clean. 4 members strong, waiting to see what the plan will be from the side of Dog, as they are looking towards this barn, want to get this set up in nice and early, and we're going to see another big team fight around this one. But will we see another sneak start into a take, or are we going to see both teams just step up and go, right, let's scrap it?
Yeah, where will this end? Where will this next thing, where will the next fight be? Will it be around this Baron in 30 seconds? Do they drag this out another 2 minutes and force a trade here? Dorado, give Dorado the Baron and let XG just takes the soul. They're going to try to fight for that. There's a couple opportunities here, but I think this next fight could very easily decide this game. Everyone has got to play very, very carefully. This game is on a knife's edge. As Improvise and Maharaga kind of dance back and forth here, trying for vision control. The Baron has spawned. Minute 30, though, until that dragon is up. They can drag this out. They can make that trade. Rover is going down bottom. Possibly. Now, just getting some vision down, wanting to make sure that they can keep eyes on any potential flank opportunities from the lower side. It's Maharaga starting up this Baron on his own. Oh, is he going to be able to sneak? He might be able to sneak this. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they realize that the bear is currently 1v1ing the Baron and winning. This is the power of this build. The 1v1 Baron bear. Oh, but he's spotted. Now he's got to run.
Yeah, the blue trinket will pop up and show him immediately, but didn't even lose health. That is the Spirit Visage, Rod of Ages, I will heal Volley Bear build. And that is a little bit crazy. Maharaga trying to take things into his own hands, but Rover in a good position here. Can get a nice Ornn ult across the face of this. The Drake is coming up in 37 seconds, and that is sole point. We have to remember for XG, they have the power to force a Baron trade. They can say, we can take Baron and end this game. You can take one soul and stop us from getting it. And Maharaga is saying, no, let's fight.
Finds on to Improvise. Now the stun onto Phoenix Flare. Red Rover sending it, turning around over into Sluter. Looking for a pick there. Interest goes too far forward, though. Sluter going back, getting knocked back over the wall, though, from the ultimate. It's just crazy fighting. Husky Templar managed to take him out. Improvise Rover in the middle of 4. Phoenix Flare going forward as well. Gets the taunt onto Templar, who manages to flash cleanse out of that. They're still trying to take this fight. Maharaga goes down. Presidium picks up 4. It's up 2. Here. Can Scrub get up? He he cannot. It's a triple kill for Presidium. Sluter teleports back in, trying to get out of this now. Realizes the error of his ways. Gonna get picked up, gonna get taunted. Rover now looking. Sluter could turn this around though onto Presidium. Presidium goes forward, trying to get stunned. Is gonna get shut down by Sluter though. And now Phoenix player getting the taunt, trying to hopefully pick up a kill, and it's gonna be an ace for XG in yet another chaotic fight. But they do come away with the Dragon Soul all but guaranteed.
That was... Presidium gets everything, goes a little bit too far on the jacks, but they get the soul, they get the ability to take over and out the slows, the extra damage. It's so back and forth. 24 kills to 25 kills. There's less than 3k gold in the difference, and it's on a knife's edge for both sides. But XG, with that win, have put themselves in a great position. That soul is up. They've taken an inhib. I think there's one... Oh, that's actually going to respawn now. The last wave is finished. We can see there on the minimap there is no big wave coming with a super minion. That, I believe, is also the last Ornn item coming through. So everyone is fully upgraded. Scaling
there's still one
is
more.
there.
Still one more.
The Rabadon's upgraded. The Kraken is upgraded. The Thorn Mail is upgraded.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. I didn't see the Rabadons blended in. You are completely right. Okay, so that is full upgrade for XG Gaming.
Scruff, no.
Scruff, no, gets stunned up, gets knocked away, and Rover's gonna slay that Syndra. That's the pick that XG was looking for. They're gonna start up this Baron. Rover just gonna buy space with Idris and improvise. They don't even need them to work on this. Sluter just trying to push the mid wave forward, try to give them so little to work with. But now the chase is on. Improvise is looking. Rover summons the Ram, and it's downloading forward right onto Sluter. They're going to knock him up, going to throw him around and taunt him down, and he will fall. Presidium going to pick up that kill. 2 dead, 25 seconds on Scruff, 55 on Sluter. This could be the game. XG might have found their win right here. They've got the Soul, they've got the Baron, and they might have Maharaga. Nope. Phoenix Flare just out of range. The inhibitor will fall. The Grubs are going to make these turrets just melt. Look at them go. Oh my god, they are just falling apart. Scruff has now respawned. Maharaga going forward. They're looking for Presidium, getting super low. The forward from Cardi, the ult coming through on Idris. Idris is going to fall. Rover might soon as well. There he goes, but that's 2. Cardi has fallen. Scruff has fallen. Husky Templar has fallen. Maharaga has fallen. And Dorado Gaming has fallen to XG.
XG starting off. Vanquisher, this summer season coming up, this split perfectly, setting Dorado to the dirt almost immediately. And to be honest, Presidium, I don't even know what to say. I hyped them up at the start and said this is a player you need to keep an eye on, and then they come in, Orianna Shockwaves ripping through teams, Tristana playing Scruff's pick and saying I can do one better, going 18-7, but we can't forget Phoenix Flare on the Kindred in game 1 ripping through people. The Rammus getting the lockdowns. We saw some iffy jumps as well coming in, but all of them here have been playing absolutely exceptional, and I actually have to give a lot of credit to Maharaga coming into this one as well. From game 1 to game 2, a complete shift in the way that they played, and they've done really, really, really well. But Dog, I saw a lot of great things, just some of the execution wasn't there. But XG, they're looking like a powerhouse team already.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is off of Presidium actually so cracked. Look at the damage this game on the Tristana. 48,000. Just absurd damage. Absurd carries, turning fights that XG had no business winning around. That one in the mid lane near their tier 2 turret, that was a go. I thought at multiple points in that fight it was all over for XG, but Presidium managed to make it. The team functioned so well, and despite the chaos, they managed to walk away with a 2-0 in week 1.
Yeah, absolutely insane, and commiserations and congratulations to both teams. But that is all from us. We will be back once again next week, but don't forget you have more games coming up tomorrow and Thursday, and trust me, Even the casters there, absolutely brilliant. You cannot miss these guys. Everyone on the production this year is absolutely insane. Big shout out to Chris Sunga as well for joining us today. But we'll be back very, very soon. Peace.
We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.